And welcome to the Apex Lifestyles Podcast. I'm your host, Bob GDMD, and I'm here, as always, with my co-host,
DennisV. How's it going, Bob?
It's going amazing. We have the third installment of our special podcast series that was recorded back in the pandemic. I'm going to let Dennis talk about this one.
Well, prior to the pandemic, I was in Los Angeles, and I had the pleasure of meeting Houston's finest, Lil Flip. Lil Flip has recorded 6 albums. One of them went double platinum. He has sold in excess of 23 million albums worldwide.
Wow.
And on top of that, he's very well known for doing features, and he has a great feature with Beyoncé. He's amazing. He has a great story. He paved the way for many Houston rappers. You got to check this one out.
I'm going to make sure I check it out too. And so do you. So stay tuned. This is the last of the special 3 installments. You're going to love this one.
Hi everyone, this is Dennis. Today, absolutely honored. I met this man a couple years ago at a Zaytoven event in California, a few months before the COVID pandemic started. The Freestyle King, Lil Flip. Welcome. How you doing, man?
What's up, my guy?
It's great to catch up with you again, man. It's been too long. It's great to see you. How's everything going?
Man, working smart, not hard, man. I've been doing my podcast, The Truth Shall Set You Free. Then I've been working on my movie, King Life in the Soundtrack. So I'm in movie mode. I got the shells.com app that turns your phone to an iCloud computer, and then Static Pop, so I got my hands, diversifying my portfolio just to make the rolly glow.
You're always in the grind, and I'm going to tell you right now, you were giving me a little look before. I love the vibe in the back, the artwork. That is just absolutely incredible. Love it. So really cool. So listen, I appreciate the interview. And who's Lil Flip? Tell me about Lil Flip.
I mean, my job is, what some would call not simple, but I'm just a king from H-Town, Cloverland, born into a family full of music, and started out doing music because my grandmother, she the choir director for the church. She played the piano. She taught me how to play the piano, sing, studio, talent shows. So I was born into a musical family, and sports. I played all the sports, taekwondo, black belt, 3rd degree, boxing, everything. Like, I'm just a big bowl of gumbo, man.
I love that. I love that.
Yeah, like if I have to make a beat, I make a beat. If I have to, be a DJ, whatever hat I need to wear to get the job done, that's me. So I'm a king of the people, man.
You're always on the move. Anytime we talk, you always got a different venture going, and I absolutely love that. Let's talk hip hop. 2000s. Going back to the 2000s, we talk about trap music, and let's talk about Houston, where Houston sits with trap music, and then how you moved into it, who got you involved.
Well, let me get... All right, I want to get my books, but well, the thing about like Houston, like we're known for screw music, which is slowing the music down by Robert Davis, and so like we didn't call our spots in Houston the trap. You know what I'm saying? They would just call our spot. We at the spot, and what you did at your spot is what you did, I started hearing the word trap, come from like Atlanta artists, what I'm saying, and Atlanta rappers. And I think I heard Outkast say something, on one of their older records, but like that was lingo that they said in Atlanta, and so, but trapping and hustling, we've been doing the same thing. We just called it a different name,
So same thing, different lingo.
Correct.
All right. Tell me about how the name Freestyle King came. I know you were anointed that by DJ Screw. Tell me about that.
Answer that question. Let me refrigerate off. I forgot to make noise like every 20 seconds.
Oh, don't worry about that. It's okay.
Well, I just cut it off because that shit get on my nerves sometimes. But,
so just get back to you're the Freestyle King, anointed by DJ Screw. Tell me about that.
I mean, man, I started off doing talent shows and battling and going around the world, going around Houston, winning prizes, getting trophies that said Freestyle King, Freestyle Champ. Like, that's what I was doing. And DJ Screw is and was a huge influence in Houston. And to be able to rap on a DJ Screw tape, like, gave you that stamp. But for him to even put you inside the Screwed Up Clique and make you a member was an even bigger stamp, you know what I mean? And when he met me, he always knew me from my neighborhood, Cloverland. You know, I used to always be with, you know, C-Note and D-Red of the Botany Boys. And so he already knew me. He knew where I was from, what neighborhood. He was already familiar with me. I've been around him, been to his house. And finally, you know, he just told me to rap. I remember him and his brother, Al D. We was at this club called Club Unique, where teenagers used to go party and stuff like that. And he was like, rap, say something. So I'm in the parking lot. I just started rapping off the top of the head about what he got on and just different stuff, just mixing it up. And he was just like, bro, you different. He like, you different. He like, you cold. He like, you like the way you approach that shit. You like on some the Freestyle King shit. Like he was just like your vocabulary and just the different styles. He was so impressed. He was like, I've never heard nobody come with this particular, you know, style. Like you're different, you know what I mean? And from then on, he just would always invite me to different stuff and show me love. And I got to rap on a few Screw tapes and my name was just ringing crazy. Like just crazy, man.
Was that bucket list for you growing up? Because the Houston rappers and you kind of fell in behind DJ Screw. And then was that a bucket list thing? Was it something you hoped to do? And when it happened, what did that feel like? That must have been amazing.
Man, I've always been what you call a visionary, man. Like I always been able to predict things. Like I was taught to speak shit into existence. Like if you say you're gonna be this, you gotta be it. You gotta take the proper steps to do it and be it. So, you know, me playing sports, I was always the team captain in every sport I played. So a great leader has to know how to be a great follower as well. And so I know how to be both, you know. And yeah, it was a milestone and something that I wanted. You know, it was a bucket list to be able to go record a Screw tape and, you know, to go off, as we say down here, and wreck it, as we say down here. And yeah, definitely.
So battle rapper, you start off as, you have your own albums, Leprechaun being the first. Correct. Features, collaborations. What do you enjoy doing the most?
Man, honestly, man, one of the normal stuff that people call boring, like bowling, chilling with my family, you know, like fishing, eat fish, bowl, pool, play some golf, some putt, some top golf, you know. I'm spontaneous, so it just depends on the mood, man. But the main thing, I enjoy staying out the way, you know, staying out the way of the BS. I just like staying out the way, being able to enjoy the fruits of my labor, man.
That's awesome. Your favorite collab to date?
My favorite collab today. Man, now that nobody's ever asked me my favorite collaboration I did. That's a tough one, man. But what I will say, it's hard to say favorite because it would be a tie
All right.
between me doing Naughty Girl, a remix with Beyonce,
Amazing.
and then, well, it would be a three-way tie. It would be Naughty Girl would be Like a Pimp with David Banner, and then me collaborating with Bizzy Bone when I got to get him on a record called For DJ Screw on Underground. And I got him on a record called We Ain't Scared. So that happened before I did the record with Beyonce. Like I did 2 records with Bizzy Bone. He came to the studio. The first record we did was called We Ain't Scared. And I got him on a hook and a verse. And he like, man, I just need a bottle of Hennessy and I'm good. And, gave him his bottle of Hen. And I mean, I paid him as well. But he was just like, as far as something to drink, he got his bottle of Hennessy, man. And he drank that shit, man, straight, man. And like took his shirt off and got in the booth and just like got possessed in a great way, like and gave me a dope verse and hook. And I started going through another beat. I'm like, man, this is dope. I think, man, shit, man, I want to get you on this hook, man. I'm gonna do this for DJ Screw, man. And he was like, yeah, I'm gonna do the hook, man. And I asked him what it was gonna take. He told me the price and I gave him the money and he got on that hook. So I was able to get 2 records with Bizzy Bone. And for me, that was my first favorite collab because I'm a Bone Thugs and Harmony fan. You know what I mean? I used to go to Cleveland and tour all the time. I had plenty of shows with them. I used to go to St. Clair. I had to go to the street that they had on their cover, East 99 St. Clair. I used to go to this restaurant called The Lancer in Cleveland. It was great. And I was in Cleveland the day I found out, well, we all found out Aaliyah died.
Oh, man.
So like Cleveland. And so number 1 would be the Bone Thugs and Harmony record. Then number 2 would be Naughty Girl with Beyonce. And then number 3 would be Like a Pimp with David Banner. Those are my 3 favorite collabs that I did.
And I could see why that'd be a challenge because those are 3 amazing hits in collabs. So that's absolutely unbelievable. If you were to put on your playlist today, what would be your top 2 songs right now? The first, the top 2 that you vibe to in the car, you're driving down the road. What would we hear?
Like my go record, like right now that I play, like one would be it's by DDG, Moonwalking Through Calabasas. Like I feel like Michael Jackson, moonwalking through the Calabasas, Louis Bay just like I just love that record. Like that shit is like it puts me in the mood. Like it's dope. So that'll be something I jam, like boom. And then I jam Money Man. He got a record called Boss Up. I had to boss up for a check. Like that record just like motivate me to get money. Like I love Money Man music as well. And then it'll be a little bit of Money Bag Yo, just depending on the mood I'm in. Either I'll be jamming Heartless, which I feel like that's Moneybagg best album. Heartless, man. Like in the fucking zone. Every fucking record I jam, I know that motherfucker word for word. That shit was, So yeah, those would be my go-to playlist starters.
Is there somebody that you haven't done a collaboration with that you say that, we got to do a song together? Is there somebody out there?
Yeah, it's Jadakiss, which when I did an interview on Nori Drink Champs, I told, like, Nori was like, what's your bucket list? I'm like, I want to do a record with Jadakiss, Sade, because my mom, she used to jam Sade, and you know what I'm saying? I love Sade music, like, and I was like Eminem. And so I know I had named 3 people like who I hadn't did records with that I want to do. And Nori FaceTime Jada and was like, hey man, Flip, like live during the show, Flip said he needs you on his bucket list, and Jada was like, let's do it, so Jada, he came to Houston a couple of weeks ago, and I went up there and chopped it up with him, and I was like, hey, I'm ready for that record, man, that you promised me on Drink Champs, man, You
think it's coming? Is it coming?
Hey, my energy feels like coming. We chopped it up. I know he's busy right now, like Bizzy, especially after the verses, like he's a fire. Like I know everybody and their mama calling or whatever. So I got a good time window of when I need it done. I need it done within about 3-4 months. So I got 3 to 4 months, you know what I'm saying, to get it done. But I feel like it's gonna happen, man. So
you're that visionary, so you see it coming soon. I like that. I like that. It's positive energy. You know, you're full of so much positive energy. What have you always been so positive?
Definitely. Because my parents and the people that mentored me, they already trained me, programmed me for life. And life transcends to the music business and the other businesses that I own and sports, and just like it's certain principles. Like the simplest one is the others is you would have them do unto you. They taught us the golden rule as kids. Like, so that's a mandatory rule. If you don't want nobody disrespecting you, you don't disrespect them. You know, it's real simple. So I've always been the youngest cat. Like I'm the youngest cat in the screwed up clique, but I'm mentally 20, 30 years ahead of, like, I might have been 18, 17 around the screwed up clique, but like mentally I was like 37. Like
mature beyond your years. I like that.
Exactly. And that's why I was able to like soak up game like a sponge and learn the pros and the cons, people that support me. I learned what to do and what not to do. And, you know, I feel like nobody can, I'm willing to do the extra distance.
How has social media changed the game? Because I believe back in the early 2000s, it was MySpace. Now you have Instagram, you have Twitter, you have Facebook, and then you even put in there now it's streaming. How has it changed the game? How's it different from when you came in?
Man, it I mean, it allows you to reach people with spending less money, but it has its gifts and its curses, man. I mean, even with streams now, like they have it to where 1,500 streams count as one sale, you know? And I think it's dope that the newer artists are able to get plaques and stuff, you know what I mean, and feed their families. Like, that's great. But on one hand, this is how I compare it. I view it like this. If you sell, and I'm gonna use this as an example because my dad, he's a master car salesman. So peep this. If you sell cars and you have 1,500 people come test drive the same car and nobody buys it, you don't get a sale because 1,500 people test drive the car.
Oh, I like that.
Right?
Yeah.
So I feel like, you know, it's a kind of catch-22 situation because like our plaques, we really sold those records. Like we really sold the records, man. Because remember back in the days, you could go to like Soundwaves or FYE or wherever they sell those, record stores, Best Buy. You can listen to the music on the wall of the new albums that's out. If you like it, you buy it. If you don't, you don't. But you didn't get a record sold because 15 went and just listened to it. So I just think that, man, you know, it's a lot of good ways, great ways to make money with social media, but the streaming has, you know, kind of helped and, you know, hurt the music industry at the same time. And sometimes it gives a lot of artists the big head, you know, like, oh man, I got 20, 40, 15 plaques now. You know, it's like, that's great. You know, that's great that you have those plaques or whatever. But at the same time, man, real numbers is real numbers, man.
I love your transparency. What's advice you'd give to a younger artist today getting ready to make their move that you wish you knew?
I mean, just be on top of your business. It's cool to party. It's cool to do all that, but just look at your own contracts, have somebody explain it to you. You know, go with what you feel at the end of the day, what you know you're comfortable with. And I feel like, you know, speak for yourself more. A lot of artists, they got managers and they sit back and they don't want to talk. But what I've learned is when I talk for myself to a promoter or anybody that's trying to book me for brand ambassador stuff or just anything, the deal gets done way smoother quicker, less problems, because sometimes people are promised different things to people before even talking to the artist. And then by the time you get the contract or get the deal, they send you the money and they're like, hey, by the way, you have to do this, this, this. You're like, wait a minute, and nobody told me this. And then you got to go back and forth with your manager, like, hey, man, you promised me this. Well, I had the security bag. I had this. And when I talk for myself, it's been plenty of times when promoters will be like, oh, no, yes, they'll say no to certain things or whatever. But when I get on the phone and they hear my voice, it turns to yes. You know, so I just like talking for myself. So that's what I recommend, man. And make sure everybody around you understands what's going on. Have conversations with the people that's around you, and have understandings and put all that shit in writing. It don't matter. Anything, any type of money transaction, put it in writing and ask your people what they expected for you. Because if you do not talk to people that work with you, things will go bad.
That's great business advice for any artist, and actually just people in life getting out there in business. That's incredible advice. Always the elephant in the room. You know, people want to know, you had the beef with T.I. and now it's back. You got things are worked out. A lot of younger artists today are beefing. Is there any advice that you can give to younger artists that are in the middle of these beefs now? Is it worth it? Should you mend the fences? What do you have to say about that?
I feel like a lot of these situations are different situations, but because some of them are just unfixable. But what one of the old sayings is if it's just words and nobody lost their lives and all that kind of stuff, it's usually fixable. You know what I mean? When lives start getting lost and shit, that's when it get crazy as hell. But like, I feel like the best way, man, if you have a problem with somebody or you think somebody did something to slight you, pull them to the side and have a conversation with them one-on-one, and you know, just talk to them first. You know, like attempt that. Like, hey man, when you said this, blah blah blah, I feel like I took it like this. Allow that person to rebuttal and say, hey, well, this is what I meant when I said it. Because sometimes you could say some shit and it come out not really how you meant it, but once it's out, it's like, oh shit. Then you just got to ride with it because you don't want to look a certain way. But bottom line, at the end of the day, it's enough money for everybody. And in this industry, you got to have thick skin. You can't let somebody say something about you and just let that put a key in your back to throw your whole career away. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own opinion at the end of the day. If you try to fight everybody who don't like you or don't agree with you, you're going to be fighting every day.
Every day,
so,
every day.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, you know, and it was something that Jay Prince, you know, stepped in before it got out of hand, and you know, we sat down and talked, moved past this shit, man. So you know,
I love that. I love it. Flip. Love the positivity. What's next for Lil Flip? What's coming?
Man, the King, like the King Life family movie. Like I'm going extra hard with it. Documentary and book, The Evolution of Flip, 5-part series. Clothing, like we got clothing coming for kids. You know, it's gonna be crazy, like King Life stuff for the kids, man. The exotic pop. Like I got my own drink. Let me get one.
I want to see that. I want to see the drink, Flip. There it is.
Yeah, we got the exotic pop. I
like the leprechaun on it. And I know the symbolism behind that leprechaun. You want to tell people about it?
Yeah, that's the name of my first album, The Leprechaun, you know.
Love it.
And I'm born in March. So, you know, I'm born in a neighborhood called Cloverland. I love Lucky Charms. One of my favorite movies was Leprechaun, a scary movie. Like, so March and clovers and leprechauns, all that mean a whole bunch to me, man. So, you know, with Exotic Pop, we're doing a lot of positive things with the community, donating jerseys, water, just we do a lot of stuff. And then with shells.com, like I said, man, it's an app that turns your phone to an iCloud computer. And Andrew Lee came up with some dope stuff, man. And we doing a lot of life-changing stuff, man. So my rap battle league, I'm bringing it back. The Lil Flip Rap Battle League, I'm bringing that back. And a fighting league as well, you know. So I'm in movie mode and entrepreneurship mode, man. And it's time for the world to see me for the director and the visionary I am, man. And I also have my own like studio drum kit coming, like with my ad libs and my instruments. Like, you know how these big producers come out with they drum kits and stuff. So I have those coming. I'm working on that. So I'm just working smart, not hard, my guy, like literally. And I partnered up with a board game called Triopoly. It's a board game based on Huston. And so we've been selling a lot of those from triopoly.com, bro. So I'm just doing what I gotta do, what I was taught, man. Like I learned from the best, man. You know, one of my mentors is Jay Prince, man. So, you know, between what I learned from him and how he took rap a lot from where they started to now, shit, I learned from the best. And I learned from my dad, my grandpa, my grandmother. I learned from great people like that, man. So that's why I'm where I'm at, because I read books and from people who think, people like this, Tillman Fertitta, you know.
Those incredible books, incredible people.
And K. Reed, he has a book, you know. You know, my book, don't let the music industry fool you. We about to relaunch it and do some workshops around for these artists and give them the real knowledge that they need, so they can know what to look out for in this music industry. So I'm gonna do workshop programs around the world in person and some like on, you know, live web. So I'm just, man, it's time to, you know, make my book some courses and different things in schools. You know, I got some things going with my high school Word, and where I'm designing the new basketball jerseys, and we have a music program that we're gonna be doing to help these kids who want to act and play instruments and learn music. And there's a lot of great things I'm doing, man, with the community, man. Like, and I love it.
You're not, you know, Flip, you're not just a visionary, you're a doer. It's not like you're just in your head, all these great ideas are going on that never happen. All these great ideas are coming to fruition. And I applaud you. You're doing everything, you know, and the question I asked you earlier on battle rapping, collabs, all the things you did music, and I asked which one. You're doing the same thing in life. You just keep moving, and it's very inspirational. We have a speed round at the end, and was it your grandfather or your father that was in the heart? That's in the car. Is your father correct in the car game?
Yeah, my father.
All right. So I know in particular you're really big with cars. So in the speed round, you ever know like on ESPN when they do on the hot seat? I'm gonna give you two cars, and which one? And you have to say one of them. Which one are you likely to drive? So I'm gonna hook you up with some big cars. Okay.
All righty.
All right. Here we go. Ferrari or Lamborghini?
Lamborghini.
BMW or Benz?
Benz. No, well, it depends. Which one am I likely to drive?
The series.
Because, like, you know, like if I'm on the road, I mean, I'm gonna want to take the Sprinter. But like, if I gotta pick, I8, like the I8 is so. Yeah, like driving, you know, I get drove around in the Sprinter, so I'm gonna have to go with I8 on that one. The IW, man.
All right. Rolls Royce or a Bentley?
Oh yeah, it's tatted on my own, man. Rolls Royce.
I knew you were going there. All right. Yeah. Now this is the biggest of all of them. You have to answer this. All right. You promise me.
Gotcha. Promise.
Yugo or a Pinto?
You Pinto. Man, I guess I'll just I have to just jump into Yugo, man.
That's what I'm talking about. Can you get in it and can you get out of it?
Oh, yeah, fuck it, man.
Flip, Lil Flip, absolute honor. First of all, it was great connecting with you a couple years ago. I'm glad we've stayed connected. You're an unbelievable individual, and I just can't wait to see what's out there to come. Thank you very much for the interview.
Hey, anytime.